Welcome to Healthy Aging Blueprint, your trusted space for simple, effective tips to help seniors live healthier, happier, and more meaningful lives. Whether you're stepping into retirement or supporting a parent or grandparent on their wellness journey, this channel is for you. Together, we'll explore real-life experiences, healthy daily habits, and a positive mindset to help you wake up each day with energy, joy, and purpose. Do you wake up feeling stiff, groggy, and tired, like your body never fully rested overnight? Have you ever been told, that's just part of getting older, and wondered if there's another explanation? What if the solution is not more medication, but a few simple changes to how you start your day? In this video, I'm sharing 5 powerful yet practical morning habits that have helped me stay medication-free and fully independent at the age of 94. While many of my friends, some even decades younger, rely on pills and daily assistance, I've built a life of energy, clarity, and strength using these exact routines. If you stay with me until the end, I'll also reveal one simple habit, just 4 minutes long, that dramatically improved my brain health and could have a life-changing impact on yours too. Trust me, this is the kind of game changer you won't want to miss. Before we dive in, I'd truly appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It helps me continue to share lessons from a lifetime of healthy aging. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Click that bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. If this video resonates with you, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me improve. Let's begin with habit number 1. A strategic hydration ritual. Did you know that more than 80% of older adults wake up each morning experiencing joint stiffness, mental fog, and low energy? And that much of this could be relieved, almost instantly, through a simple 30-second hydration ritual? Dehydration, especially after a night's sleep, is a serious but often underestimated threat to seniors' health. According to research from Johns Hopkins Medicine, even mild dehydration can reduce brain function by up to 27%, slow cognitive processing, and increase inflammation markers in the body by over 30%. These aren't small numbers, and they matter even more as we age. What causes this? While we sleep, our bodies lose close to a liter of water through breathing, sweating, and metabolic activity. Yet, what do most seniors reach for when they wake up? Coffee or tea, both of which are diuretics that dehydrate the body even more. Unfortunately, many older adults unknowingly make the problem worse. Reaching for coffee or tea first thing in the morning might feel comforting, but these beverages actually worsen dehydration rather than addressing it. Today, morning dehydration is widely recognized as a key biomarker of accelerated aging and a strong predictor of poor health outcomes in seniors. Geriatric experts at the National Institute on Aging stress that chronic dehydration contributes to a long list of health issues, including persistent joint pain, reduced cognitive performance, and even added strain on the cardiovascular system. The effects ripple through the body in subtle but serious ways. Take Eleanor, for example, an 82-year-old retiree who had been struggling with daily headaches, dizziness, and overwhelming fatigue for years. Her doctors prescribed medications for migraines and vertigo, hoping to relieve her discomfort. But despite their best efforts, nothing worked. That's because none of the treatments addressed what was really going on: chronic, untreated dehydration. Everything changed when Eleanor began a simple, targeted hydration routine first thing each morning. Within weeks, her symptoms began to ease. Her energy returned. The dizziness and headaches faded. This single habit didn't just improve her mornings. It transformed her overall health. Her story is a powerful reminder of how small, consistent actions can yield life-changing results. And the science behind it is crystal clear. Dehydration during sleep isn't just about waking up thirsty. It directly affects the body's core systems. For instance, synovial fluid, the substance that cushions and lubricates your joints, becomes thicker and more sluggish when water levels drop. This increases friction in your joints and accelerates wear and tear. leading to the kind of stiffness that makes mornings so uncomfortable for many older adults. Over time, this can worsen joint conditions like osteoarthritis. Your brain also suffers in a dehydrated state. It depends on water to maintain electrical communication between neurons and to flush out metabolic waste, such as beta amyloid, a protein that builds up during sleep. Without enough hydration, these waste products linger in the brain, contributing to symptoms like brain fog, poor focus, and slower thinking. Worse, chronic dehydration has been linked to long-term cognitive decline, including a heightened risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So the consequences of skipping that glass of water in the morning? They may be more serious than you ever imagined. The effects of morning dehydration are even more pronounced in older adults due to age-related changes in how the body senses thirst. As we grow older, our thirst signals naturally weaken. This means that many seniors may feel completely fine upon waking, even when their cells are already running dangerously low on water. The body's warning system simply doesn't fire the way it used to, making it much easier to go through the morning unknowingly dehydrated. That's why proactive hydration, especially first thing in the morning, is not just helpful, it's essential. This is the time when your body's fluid levels are at their lowest, and replenishing them immediately can set the tone for better energy, mental clarity, and joint comfort throughout the day. So how do you implement this habit effectively? The good news is the solution is simple, but to get the most out of it, timing and technique matter. Each night before bed, prepare a glass, about 16 ounces, of room temperature water and add a small pinch, around 1/8 teaspoon, of natural, unprocessed salt like Himalayan or high-quality sea salt. Place the glass on your nightstand or somewhere within arm's reach, so it's the very first thing you consume upon waking, before coffee, tea, or even breakfast. Why room temperature water? Because it's more easily absorbed than cold water, which can constrict blood vessels and slow digestion temporarily. And that small pinch of salt? It plays a powerful role. It supports osmotic balance, allowing water to move efficiently into your cells and replenish electrolytes lost during the night through breathing and sweating. This combination helps your body hydrate faster and more effectively. If you're someone who finds plain water unappealing first thing in the morning, there's an easy solution. A small squeeze of fresh lemon or a thin slice of cucumber can add a refreshing flavor without interfering with the benefits of the ritual. These additions make the water more enjoyable while still preserving its purpose. However, it's important to avoid sweeteners, even natural ones like honey or stevia. Introducing sugar or sugar substitutes early in the morning can trigger an insulin response, disrupt your metabolism, and potentially lead to energy crashes or increased inflammation later in the day. Starting your day with stable hydration, free from sugar, sets up a more balanced and sustained energy rhythm. If you're currently on a low-sodium diet or managing a condition like hypertension, it's wise to consult your doctor before adding salt, even in small amounts. While the quantity suggested here is minimal and generally safe for most people, personalized medical guidance is always best when making changes to your routine. Now let's talk about what to expect once you begin this hydration ritual. This habit isn't just about drinking more water during the day, though that's certainly beneficial. It's about strategically breaking the overnight dehydration cycle to give your body a head start each morning. This single action can influence how your brain functions, how your joints feel, and even how your digestive system performs. In as little as 24 hours, many people notice a difference. That lingering joint stiffness starts to ease, and mental clarity improves as your brain and connective tissues receive the hydration they've been missing. Your body, quite literally, wakes up better. After a full week of consistent practice, the improvements become even more noticeable. Seniors often report better digestion, a noticeable boost in energy throughout the day, and even more supple, hydrated skin. That's because your hydration status doesn't just affect one system. It touches everything from your metabolism to your skin's elasticity. Over time, the benefits compound. With continued use over several months, this morning habit may contribute to reduced inflammation, improved cardiovascular function, and a lower risk of common dehydration-related issues such as urinary tract infections, kidney stress, or fatigue-related falls. It's a small commitment that offers serious rewards. One powerful example is Margaret, a 76-year-old who had dealt with sluggish mornings for years. She often felt groggy, achy, and drained before she even got out the door. But within just 2 weeks of adopting this simple hydration ritual, Margaret said she felt like a new woman. Her focus sharpened, her joint pain lessened, and her morning walks became something she looked forward to again, not something she dreaded. As for me, at 75 years old, I began this same habit nearly 2 decades ago, and I've stuck with it ever since. I can say with confidence, it completely transformed my mornings. Today, I wake up with more energy, mental clarity, and ease than many people half my age. It's become a foundational part of my healthy aging routine, and one I'll never skip. If you're still watching this video and finding value in these insights, I'd love to hear from you. Comment number 1 below to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for sharing your time. It means a lot. Now, let's move on to habit 2, circadian-aligned sunlight exposure. Did you know that missing out on morning sunlight, especially in the first hour after waking, can increase your risk of depression by as much as 69% and throw off your sleep patterns in just a few days? A landmark study from the University of Colorado Boulder revealed some eye-opening truths. This research highlights just how profoundly morning light influences senior health. Just 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight exposure shortly after waking can reset your circadian rhythm and increase serotonin levels by up to 42% in adults over 65. That's a significant boost, one that can directly impact your mood, energy, sleep quality, and overall sense of well-being. Yet despite its power, this habit remains one of the most overlooked tools in the healthy aging toolkit. It's free, easy to access, and incredibly effective. But how often do we prioritize it? The secret lies in the unique wavelengths found in early morning sunlight. These rays, especially rich in blue and red light, activate specialized melanopsin receptors in the retina. Once stimulated, these receptors send signals to a part of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, often referred to as the body's master clock, located in the hypothalamus. That simple exchange of light and signal sets off a biological chain reaction, helping to synchronize over 150 critical functions in the body. This includes the production of key hormones like cortisol and melatonin, regulation of core body temperature, balancing immune function, and even supporting nutrient metabolism. It's like pressing a reset button that helps every system in your body know what time it is and what it's supposed to be doing. Take the example of Robert, a 78-year-old retiree who had been battling insomnia for years. He'd relied on sleep aids just to get a few hours of rest each night. But after learning about the benefits of early morning light, he made one simple shift. He moved his daily walk from the afternoon to shortly after sunrise. Within just a few weeks, his sleep patterns improved dramatically, and he was able to stop using medication altogether. His body simply needed help getting back in sync with the help of natural light. And the science behind this is compelling. When you skip out on morning sunlight, your body struggles to regulate melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. This disruption doesn't just affect your rest, it leads to increased inflammation, impaired immune response, and a higher risk of age-related decline. Circadian misalignment also disrupts other vital systems. It can interfere with blood pressure stability, slow down glucose metabolism, and reduce the body's ability to repair muscle tissue. In fact, research from Northwestern University found that seniors with unstable circadian rhythms experience faster muscle loss, sarcopenia, and more rapid cognitive decline than those who maintain consistent sleep-wake cycles. These effects are not just small, they're substantial. Missing morning light may seem trivial, but over time, the consequences can add up in ways that impact your daily functioning, long-term health, and even independence. Today, circadian health is widely recognized as one of the most important predictors of both longevity and quality of life in older adults. Among the various ways to support a healthy circadian rhythm, morning light stands out as uniquely powerful. That's because early sunlight contains a higher concentration of blue light wavelengths, which are the most effective at resetting your internal body clock. Afternoon or evening sunlight, while still beneficial in other ways, simply doesn't have the same impact on your circadian system. It lacks the biological intensity needed to shift the timing of critical processes in your brain and body. Even brief exposure to morning light can make a noticeable difference, as it sends a clear signal to your brain that the day has begun. This, in turn, initiates a hormonal and neurological cascade, boosting alertness, mood stability, and metabolic efficiency throughout the day. So how do you implement this habit? The approach is simple, but it does require consistency and intention. Try to step outside within 30 minutes of waking up, and spend about 10 to 15 minutes in natural sunlight. This works even on cloudy or overcast days, because diffused sunlight still contains the necessary wavelengths to activate the melanopsin receptors in your eyes. To get the full benefit, it's important to avoid anything that might block or filter the light. That means no sunglasses, no regular eyeglasses, and ideally, not even contact lenses during your morning exposure. Why? Because the light needs to enter your eyes directly and unfiltered to stimulate the proper neural pathways. Skin exposure alone won't achieve the same effect. This isn't about vitamin D production. It's about light-based communication between your retina and your brain's master clock. Of course, there may be times when stepping outside isn't practical. Bad weather, limited mobility, or seasonal darkness can make morning sun access difficult. In those cases, sitting by an open window can still offer partial benefit, though it's generally only about 50% as effective as direct sunlight. If you're in a northern climate where winter mornings bring very little usable light, consider using a medical-grade light therapy box. Look for one that emits at least 10,000 lux of full-spectrum light and is specifically designed for circadian rhythm regulation. These devices can provide an effective alternative and should be used for 15 to 20 minutes at the same time each morning, ideally within an hour of waking. That said, whenever possible, natural light remains the gold standard. Its full-spectrum wavelengths and intensity are unmatched in how they support your body's innate rhythms and biological timing. Natural sunlight remains the gold standard when it comes to supporting circadian health. Even if you live in a busy city or don't have access to wide-open spaces, don't be discouraged. Something as simple as standing on a balcony, stepping out onto your porch, or even sitting near a street-facing window can be effective, as long as your eyes are exposed to unfiltered light. The key is consistency and letting that light reach your retinas directly. Now, let's talk about the benefits and timeline of morning sunlight exposure. The rewards don't just show up overnight, but they do build quickly and compound with time, creating what many experts call a virtuous cycle of enhanced sleep, improved mood, and better physical health. Within just 1 week, many seniors report that they fall asleep faster, wake up feeling more refreshed, and experience greater emotional balance throughout the day. That grogginess in the morning, it starts to fade. That low mood or irritability, it often softens. Why? Because your body is receiving the proper environmental signals to align with its natural rhythm. By the 1-month mark, the results become even more noticeable. You may experience lower blood pressure, stronger immune function, and more regular digestion, all signs that your internal clock is finding its balance. When your body knows what time it is, everything tends to function more efficiently. Over the long term, this habit becomes more than just a mood booster. It becomes a tool for lasting wellness. Regular morning light exposure can reduce the risk of depression, enhance cognitive resilience, and even support muscle maintenance. all of which are vital for preserving independence and quality of life as we age. Consider Susan, a 70-year-old from Seattle. She struggled with seasonal affective disorder, SAD, during the city's long, gloomy winters. For years, she felt drained, sluggish, and emotionally flat. But after incorporating morning light exposure into her routine, whether by stepping outside or using a quality light therapy box, Susan saw a dramatic shift. Within just 2 weeks, her energy lifted, her mood improved, and her days became more enjoyable. As for me, now at age 80, morning sunlight has become non-negotiable. It's a core part of my routine that I protect as fiercely as any other health practice. I can say without exaggeration that it's been a game changer for my sleep, my mood, and my overall vitality. If you're still here with me and finding these insights helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Please comment number 2 below to let me know you're still watching and learning alongside me. I truly appreciate your time. Now let's shift to something equally powerful. Habit 3. A 4-minute cognitive priming routine. Let me ask you, why let your brain lose nearly 30,000 neural connections every morning when a simple routine could help prevent that loss? That's not an exaggeration. It's grounded in real neuroscience. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that short cognitive priming exercises, when done immediately after waking, can increase neuroplasticity by 37% and improve executive function for the entire day. This early window, right after waking, is a unique moment. Your brain is transitioning from sleep to wakefulness, and during this phase, your neural networks are more flexible, more receptive, and more ready to rewire themselves. This state of enhanced brain function after waking isn't accidental. It's driven by elevated levels of a powerful protein known as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, often referred to as miracle grow for brain cells. BDNF plays a crucial role in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form and strengthen connections. The catch? These levels peak shortly after waking and begin to taper off as the day progresses. That's why the early morning window is such a powerful opportunity to activate and support brain health. Consider Margaret, age 86. During her recovery from hip surgery, her physical therapy had to be delayed, but she made one critical choice. She stayed committed to her morning mental exercises. By doing so, she prevented noticeable cognitive decline during a period when inactivity could have accelerated it. Her mental resilience held strong, not because she pushed her body, but because she kept her brain engaged. Unfortunately, skipping this kind of morning brain activation comes at a cost. The damage isn't immediate, which makes it easy to overlook. But over time, the brain accumulates what researchers call a cognitive deficit, a gradual erosion of neural strength that can go unnoticed until it's too late. According to long-term studies from the National Institute on Aging, neglecting this window of neuroplasticity may increase the risk of dementia by up to 29%. Each morning is a chance, either to activate the brain's growth mechanisms or let them stagnate through passive, low-stimulation behaviors. The choice may not seem urgent, but the consequences build silently, day by day, year by year. And by the time those changes become noticeable, whether it's forgetfulness, slowed reaction time, or difficulty processing information, many of the underlying neural connections may already be lost. To protect your brain and take full advantage of this powerful window, try what I call the 4-4-4 Morning Challenge. Here's how it works. Solve one simple math problem. Recall one detailed personal memory. Learn 4 new words. Visualize your day for 4 full minutes. This combination is simple, yet incredibly effective. Why? Because it activates multiple regions of the brain at once, creating something neuroscientists refer to as cross-connectivity, a network effect that enhances overall cognitive function and mental agility. The math problem stimulates logical and reasoning centers. The memory recall strengthens the hippocampus, which plays a key role in information storage and retrieval. Learning 4 new words engages language and comprehension regions while expanding verbal fluency. And visualizing your day improves planning, attention, and emotional regulation, all essential executive functions. It's not about intensity. It's about intentional activation. Just 4 minutes that can help fortify your mind against age-related decline and keep your brain agile, alert, and alive. Learning those 4 new vocabulary words helps stimulate the brain's language centers, while visualization exercises engage the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for planning, focus, and executive function. And you might wonder, why exactly 4 minutes? Research has shown that short bursts of focused cognitive effort produce significantly more benefit than longer, passive mental activities. It's not about how long you engage, it's about how deliberately you do it. To make this habit stick, prepare your materials the night before. Maybe it's a simple math question from a puzzle book or an app. For memory recall, jot down a prompt like, "What did I do on my 30th birthday?" Pick 4 new vocabulary words, perhaps from an article or a language app. And for your visualization, mentally rehearse how you want your day to unfold, from your morning walk to your evening meal. Think of your brain like a garden. Every morning, your choices either strengthen neural pathways or let them wither. There is no standing still. The brain is always changing. You're either building it or letting it erode. The benefits of this practice are both immediate and cumulative. Within hours, you may feel more mentally alert, better able to concentrate, and quicker to make decisions. After a few weeks of consistent practice, people often report clearer word recall, faster thinking, and greater confidence in their memory and communication skills. Over the course of months, this routine can even contribute to measurable increases in what's called cognitive reserve, your brain's capacity to adapt to aging or recover from minor injuries. I began this exact habit at the age of 70, and now, at 94, I give it significant credit for the mental sharpness I've maintained. Just 4 minutes a day, but those 4 minutes have made all the difference. Now, let's move into something equally important. Habit 4, a strategic mobility sequence. Here's a question that might stop you in your tracks. Could your current morning exercise routine be doing more harm than good? Many people over 70 unknowingly undermine their physical independence by sticking to outdated or overly aggressive stretching habits. Most traditional morning routines were developed with younger, more resilient bodies in mind. But what works for a 30-year-old runner doesn't necessarily suit the needs of someone in their 70s or beyond. In fact, a 2023 study from the Mayo Clinic revealed that certain types of inappropriate morning movements, including overly forceful stretching, can increase joint inflammation by up to 28% in older adults. It's a startling statistic that underscores the importance of adjusting your physical practices to match your stage of life. That rise in joint inflammation, up to 31%, can contribute to increased pain and limited mobility, especially if you're unknowingly following a routine that no longer serves your aging body. The good news? A well-designed alternative exists. A carefully tailored 7-minute mobility sequence, created specifically to support the physiology of adults over 70, has been shown to reduce joint stiffness and pain by as much as 44% within just 2 weeks. This dramatic difference lies in one key understanding. Aging connective tissues, such as tendons, ligaments, and cartilage, go through major structural changes as we get older. After age 70, the collagen fibers that support joint flexibility become less hydrated, more brittle, and are increasingly prone to cross-linking, which reduces their elasticity and natural glide. So what does that mean for your morning routine? It means that the aggressive stretches promoted in fitness magazines, online videos, or even long-trusted routines from your younger years might now be doing more harm than good. Instead of supporting healthy movement, They may be overstressing tissues that need gentle activation, not forceful pulling. The key is to warm the tissues progressively, using movement sequences that gradually increase circulation, stimulate synovial fluid production, and restore range of motion without overloading fragile structures. Take Thomas, for example, an 85-year-old retiree who had spent decades performing the same stretching routine he learned in his 50s. Over the years, he developed worsening joint stiffness and increasing dependence on a walker. But once he switched to a senior-specific strategic mobility sequence, the results were astonishing. Within just a few weeks, Thomas regained enough range and comfort to walk unassisted. His confidence soared, and so did his quality of life. But why are traditional stretches often problematic for seniors? Many standard morning movements, like toe touches, deep forward bends, or rapid neck rolls, can actually be risky for older adults. Deep forward bends, for instance, place intense compressive pressure on the spinal discs, which naturally lose hydration and elasticity with age. This increases the likelihood of disc bulging or herniation, which can lead to persistent pain and restricted mobility. Similarly, quick neck rotations or jerking movements can strain the smaller, more delicate stabilizing muscles and lead to micro-injuries in the cervical spine. So before you push into a stretch that once felt good decades ago, ask yourself, is this movement still right for the body I have today? Movements like rapid neck rolls may appear harmless, but they can actually be quite risky for older adults. These actions can compromise blood flow through the vertebral arteries, which often become narrowed over time due to age-related changes like atherosclerosis or general degeneration. The result? A sudden wave of dizziness, or, in more serious cases, neurological complications that could have easily been avoided. Even movements that seem gentle, like seated spinal twists, can be problematic when done too soon after waking. If your muscles and connective tissues haven't been properly warmed, these twists can place shearing forces on the spine's facet joints, leading to micro-injuries that might not hurt right away, but slowly chip away at joint health. Over time, this wear and tear adds up, contributing to joint degeneration and, ironically, reducing the very mobility seniors are trying to preserve. That's why we recommend a different approach, one that respects the aging body's changing needs. It's called the inside-out mobility sequence, and it was created specifically to reduce injury risk and promote healthy movement in adults over 70. This isn't about pushing your body to the limit. Instead, it's a step-by-step, physiologically sound sequence that works from the inside out, beginning with gentle movements that increase core body temperature and circulation, before moving into more dynamic joint ranges of motion. The goal is to prepare your body, not punish it. This 7-minute routine is best performed in the morning before breakfast, when the body is naturally stiff and circulation is low. It's designed to awaken the muscles and joints gradually, ensuring you're ready for the day ahead without unnecessary strain. Here's how it starts. Seated shoulder rotations. 30 seconds. Purpose: gently activate upper body circulation and warm up the shoulder joints. How to perform. Sit upright in a sturdy chair, with both feet flat on the ground and arms relaxed at your sides. Begin by making small, controlled circles with your shoulders. Gradually increase the size of the circles as your body begins to loosen up. Keep the movement smooth and gentle. Avoid jerky motions, especially if you've experienced rotator cuff stiffness in the past. Benefits. This exercise increases blood flow to the upper body, helps reduce morning shoulder stiffness, and prepares the muscles for basic daily movements like reaching, lifting, or even simply putting on clothes without discomfort. From here, we move into a whole body activation, starting with the legs and working our way up. Seated marching. 1 minute. Purpose. This movement gently activates your core stabilizers and gets blood flowing to the lower body, especially important first thing in the morning when circulation tends to be sluggish. How to perform. While seated in a firm, supportive chair, keep both feet flat on the floor and sit tall with good posture. Begin to alternate lifting each knee, mimicking a marching motion. Aim for a moderate, steady pace and maintain controlled breathing. Tighten your abdominal muscles to support your spine and avoid leaning back or slouching. Benefits. This simple but effective exercise wakes up your hip flexors, engages your core, and promotes better blood flow to your legs. Over time, it also enhances balance and makes transitions like standing up or stepping out of bed feel smoother and more stable. Doorway chest expansions. 30 seconds. Purpose. Counteracts the common hunched posture many older adults develop, especially after years of sitting, reading, or working at desks. How to perform. Stand tall in a doorway, placing your hands or forearms on each side of the frame at shoulder height. Slowly lean your upper body forward until you feel a comfortable stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Keep your spine neutral and avoid overarching the lower back. Hold this position steadily for 30 seconds while breathing deeply. Benefits. This gentle stretch helps improve posture, release tension in the upper back, and open up the chest cavity, which can enhance lung capacity and overall breathing quality. It's especially helpful for seniors who find themselves curling forward more often without realizing it. Supported squats. 1-minute purpose. Targets the body's largest muscle groups, including the quads, glutes, and hamstrings, to jumpstart your metabolism and lubricate major joints like the hips and knees. How to perform. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, countertop, or grab bar for support. With feet shoulder-width apart, slowly bend your knees and lower your body into a squat. Only go as low as feels safe and comfortable. There's no need to push past your limits. Then, press through your heels and return to a standing position. Repeat for 1 full minute, focusing on form and control. Benefits. This movement strengthens the legs and core, builds stability in the hips and knees, and improves your ability to perform everyday tasks, like standing from a seated position, climbing stairs, or getting in and out of the car with confidence. Seated ankle circles. 30 seconds per foot. Purpose. Encourages healthy blood flow to the lower extremities and increases ankle mobility, both of which are essential for balance and fall prevention. How to perform. Sit comfortably in a chair and extend one leg straight in front of you. Slowly rotate your foot in a circular motion, first clockwise, then counterclockwise. Switch feet after 30 seconds. Move at a pace that feels fluid and controlled, avoiding any jerky or rushed motion. Benefits. This often overlooked movement helps wake up the ankles and feet, especially after a long night of inactivity. It also aids in preventing stiffness and swelling, and plays a key role in improving coordination and lower body balance, an essential safeguard against slips and stumbles. Extend one leg slightly forward and begin to rotate your foot in a slow, controlled, circular motion. Move clockwise for about 15 seconds, then reverse the direction and go counterclockwise for another 15 seconds. When you're done, switch to the other foot and repeat. Be sure to keep the motion smooth and gentle to avoid putting unnecessary strain on the delicate ligaments around the ankle. This simple movement improves ankle flexibility, reduces swelling in the lower legs, and plays a crucial role in supporting confident, steady walking throughout the day. You may not think much of it, but the ankles serve as your body's foundation. When they're more agile, everything above feels more supported. The power of consistency with this sequence can't be overstated. The first 30 minutes after waking are a golden window, a decisive period that sets the tone for how your joints will feel and function for the rest of the day. When you start with these carefully chosen movements, you warm up the body from the inside out, making every motion afterward feel easier and more fluid. Most seniors who practice this routine consistently begin to feel a noticeable reduction in morning stiffness within just a few days. And that's just the beginning. After 2 weeks, you may experience broader improvements, better posture, less discomfort during everyday movements, and more confidence in your ability to get around. These aren't just minor changes, they're often life-enhancing. After about a month, the benefits go even deeper. Many older adults report being able to sit and stand more easily, climb stairs without hesitation, and reach for overhead objects with far less effort. What once felt like limitations start to fade, replaced by a sense of independence and renewed vitality. Take, for example, the creator of this very routine, now in their late 80s. They credit this strategic mobility sequence as the key to maintaining the physical ability to do things like cook, garden, and clean, tasks that many of their peers have long given up due to mobility struggles. It's a testament to how powerful small, intentional habits can be when practiced consistently. If you're still here and these insights have been valuable to you, please comment the number 3 below to let me know you're still watching this video with me. Thank you for your time and presence. Now, let's move on to Habit 5, the Protein Timing Nutrition Protocol. Did you know that eating the wrong foods at breakfast can accelerate muscle loss by 23% in adults over 70, even if your total daily protein intake is adequate? This shocking finding from research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has challenged what many of us were taught about nutrition. It turns out that it's not just how much protein you eat in a day that matters, it's when you eat it that makes the real difference. Nutritional scientists at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Center on Aging discovered something groundbreaking. For older adults, protein timing plays a more decisive role in preserving muscle mass than total daily intake. After the age of 60, the body becomes less responsive to protein intake, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means your muscles need both more protein and better timed protein to respond effectively. Unfortunately, most seniors eat the bulk of their protein at dinner, precisely when the body's ability to synthesize muscle has already begun to slow down. In contrast, breakfast often consists of carbs, toast, fruit, maybe a cup of coffee, offering almost no meaningful support for aging muscles. Take Barbara, for example. At 91, she had been steadily losing strength for 2 years, but within just a few months of adjusting her morning meal, her strength and energy returned noticeably. What changed? She stopped starting her day with empty carbs and began fueling her muscles when they needed it most. You see, starting your morning with carbohydrate-heavy foods spikes your blood sugar, triggers an insulin response, and sets off a cascade of metabolic issues: greater inflammation, sluggish fat metabolism, and reduced cognitive clarity. Even more importantly, it squanders a critical window of opportunity. In older adults, muscle cells are most sensitive to protein signals in the morning, but this window narrows with age. Miss it, and you're missing one of the best chances to preserve strength and mobility. So what's the solution? Consume at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of finishing your morning mobility sequence. Prioritize foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie enriched with collagen peptides. This isn't just a random guideline. It's backed by clinical research showing that seniors need a concentrated dose of protein in one sitting to trigger muscle protein synthesis and overcome anabolic resistance. Spreading smaller amounts of protein across the day simply doesn't provide the same benefit. Your body needs a strong, targeted signal, and the morning is the best time to deliver it. The timing of this concentrated morning dose is no accident. Consuming protein right after your mobility routine works in harmony with your body's physiology. That light movement increases blood circulation, sending nutrients directly to your muscles, making them more receptive to the protein they're about to receive. Think of it as priming the pump. Your body is ready to absorb and use every bit of nourishment you give it. So, what does this look like in practice? It could be as simple as 2 eggs paired with a scoop of cottage cheese, or a bowl of Greek yogurt with protein powder blended in. For those who prefer something more drinkable, a smoothie with whey or plant-based protein plus added collagen can be a great choice. Collagen, in particular, offers amino acids that support not just your muscles, but also your joints and skin. a bonus most seniors can appreciate. But be careful what you pair it with. High glycemic carbohydrates like white bread or sugary fruits can interrupt this delicate process. They spike insulin levels and can blunt the muscle-preserving effects you're aiming for. This is your body's anabolic window, and it opens every morning. Letting it slip by is like skipping a critical appointment with your future health. Many seniors report feeling more energized within just a few days of making this change. Morning fatigue begins to fade, and activities that once felt draining become more manageable. After just a few weeks, most people notice stronger grip strength and greater endurance throughout the day. And by the 3-month mark, studies show clear signs of muscle maintenance, or even modest gains, compared to those sticking with traditional, carb-heavy breakfasts. I've followed this protein timing habit with consistency since my mid-80s. I firmly believe it's one of the key reasons I've maintained my strength and independence into my 90s, while so many of my peers have slowed down. And there you have it, the 5 morning habits that have helped me stay vibrant, active, and medication-free at age 94. These aren't just routines, they're tools for reclaiming your health, one morning at a time. Which of these habits stood out most to you? I'd love to hear in the comments. What will you start doing tomorrow? If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the Healthy Aging Blueprint channel. Wishing you great health, happiness, and peace. And remember to take good care of yourself every single day.